China has accomplished its poverty relief target for the new era on schedule. Nearly 100 million people have now shaken off poverty. So how would you comment on China's unprecedented fight against poverty?
I've been here, it's been almost more than 1 year. It's a very, amazing, wonderful, achievement by the government and the people, of China. And of course, I've read a lot of books of Mr. Xi Jinping, in poverty alleviation. He has targeted, on the people, on the individual, rather than on the villages, They will target them, bring them out, provided them with the implements, financing measures, mechanisms, tools and equipment so that they can give out of poverty as quickly as possible. I'm very much, encouraged when Mr. Xi Jinping said that we also have a responsibility toward the developing nations of the world. We are ready to cooperate with them to share our experience and knowledge that how China has lifted a million people out of poverty,
Bangladesh has also been fighting poverty for decades. What have you learned from China's practices on poverty alleviation, and which joint efforts have helped your country relieve poverty?
I said that China has embarked on a process of targeted interventions, targeting those who are really, really poor. So we have learned a lot from China. In Bangladesh also, we have gone for, targeted interventions. It means that focusing on those vulnerable group of the society, those who are in need of the basic means of production like inputs, foods, clothing. So we have to provide them with income generating activities like production, employment, programs. We are proceeding towards getting more equitable, and taking targeted measures so that the number of people living below the absolute poverty line does not increase. People are getting jobs. In the local areas, the infrastructure is being built up,
This year marks the 45th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic ties between China and Bangladesh. How would you evaluate the bilateral ties between the two countries? And in what areas can the two sides expand cooperation in the future?
This year, we have celebrated in October our 45 years of the establishment of our diplomatic, relations. Our relations have grown from strength to strength in the years, and our friendship, understanding, cooperation has been diversified, and expanded. So we see that the economic partnership between Bangladesh and China has increased, manifold. Recently, I visited the Shenzhen Special Economic Zone also, where many companies showed their eagerness and interest to invest, Bangladesh. So I think there is a wonderful opportunity for us to move to greater and greater heights in terms of bilateral cooperation,
China has just unveiled sweeping targets for the 14th five-year plan and long-range goals through the year of 2035. Looking ahead, do you think China's new targets will add a new momentum to bilateral ties?
Definitely. I'm sure that I also, attended this, CPC meeting. That's when this plan, was discussed. They all invited all the ambassadors. So I also had an opportunity to look at the documents. Because the China has believed that this COVID-19 will soon pass. This is a temporary phenomena. And they have resilience in the capacity and on themselves, and because the World Bank and IMF also said that even during this COVID pandemic, situation, China is perhaps one of the few countries who registered positive growth, and China has also embarked a policy of dual circulation. They said that they will open up for international trade. I recently attended the Shanghai Import Exposition, where many companies, Chinese companies, expressed their interest, to import products in China. I see tremendous, opportunity.
The global trade and economy have been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. Against this backdrop, China has been working on a dual circulation pattern. This is aimed at better integrating the domestic and global economies. So what are your insights on this dual circulation model?
I'd say that this dual circulation is very good, and it stimulates and generates income, employment in the economy, that if national income consists of consumer demand, investment demand, and government and public expenditure, so Chinese government is focusing on the investment side, on the government expenditure, public expenditure. They are stimulating. This also helps consolidate the effective demand in the country, and also the consumption demand is also high. China is also focusing on building up the domestic sector, building up the growth industries, having the welcome to foreign investment also. Almost all the sectors are now open for investment. They are giving a lot of incentives and encouragement for foreign capital to come, foreign investment. So it's integrating with the world system due to the globalization process. The markets are getting integrated. There are of course challenges, but let us talk about the opportunity side, where we can work together collectively, and have a win-win situation. And Bangladesh is also prepared to do that, to provide all sort of cooperation and assistance, so we can also benefit through this dual circulation strategy of the government of China.